This is the recent news from last week while I was on Antalya. I heard there is a. This is not a rumor, it's official news. Gremlins 3 is coming. After Ghostbusters Afterlife, might as well they bring back Gremlins as well. I mean, that's really amazing what they're doing right now. And I hope Joe Dante will return to this installment. If they don't, we'll make a campaign called Bring Back Joe Dante. Since he's the one who directed the first two, and he's the one who should have ended. Anyway, we're not on Christmas, I know, since the Christians are close to the Thanksgiving, also Zootopia 2, but anyway. Today I'm gonna review, since this is in recent news, original Gremlins duology. And you're probably wondering that, why did you mention Christmas, Khan? Because first movie takes place on Christmas. And I thought I heard the second movie was on Christmas too, like Home Alone. Why not? That's a tradition. Some of the movies start as a Christmas movie. Why not continue as a Christmas movie, like Home Alone? Die Hard is every installment could take place on Christmas. Just an idea, not a big deal to be honest. First of all, little history. This movie series is based on the folkloric creatures known as Gremlins, who ruin equipments and mostly planes. And they usually kind of draw like this. After that became a huge folk tale, might as well make a Gremlins like this, and hell, even like this. Sorry if I scared your crap out of your pants. Anyway, let's dive in with the very first Gremlins film by Joe Dante and produced by Steven Spielberg. It's about a story about a guy named Billy who gets a new pet called Mogwai and... Aww, look at this, it's so adorable! That's a Gremlin? Oh wait, no, that's a Mogwai. Yeah, it's a Mogwai named Gizmo. And it's probably one of the most memorable characters in the entire film. Before we had Baby Yoda, Baby Groot, and something else is adorable. We had Gizmo. They had Gizmo. I wasn't born yet. World had Gizmo. However, there's a specific rules for this pet that is very cautiously. Like, you don't show him in a bright light or bring him out in a bright light, and you don't give him a water or put him into the water, and you can't feed him after midnight, or else they turn into the mysterious creatures known as Gremlins. Yeah, that's the Gremlins in the film. Corey Feldman's character accidentally dropped water on Gizmo, and then he started multiplying, and there's a Mogwai who came out from his back. But they're not like Gizmo, they're totally evil. And they eat after midnight, they turn into the disc things known as green gremlins, or gremlins, actual gremlins, whatever. But these gremlins are different than that folklore. It's basically they're acting like mischief and ruining some stuff, act like this without discipline, and they ruin everything. They go out to the theater. There's an iconic moment in the film where they're sitting in the theater and they're watching someone and they sing like hi-ho, hi-ho, and Frank Welker's voice was iconic as Gremlins. Like, I'm glad that they had Frank Welker. After all, he's the voice of Megatron. Also Dr. Claw. I'm not a huge Inspector Gadget fan, but still. And there are some interesting facts. Not facts, but interesting characters in this movie, like Billy and his girlfriend Kate, and also Billy's parents are also likable, and then Billy's annoying neighbor who's also loved to hate. There's also a dog character who looks completely innocent, and as I mentioned, Corey Feldman is in the movie too. And sorry, my beard is kinda itchy, so I have to shave it as soon as possible. And also the movie, I heard the kids are going to this movie when it came out. And a lot of parents were flipped their minds like, what the hell is this? Like they were showing their kids to this, especially final act of the film, which is like Gremlins. I mean, all of them died, one of them left, and then Gizmo fighting back while saving Billy. I mean, that melting scene is pretty horrific, especially that creepy smiling face. Anyway, for the rating for the first film, I'll give it 5 Gizmos out of 5. As for the second film, Gremlins 2 The New Batch, this is where they take a different level. It's like a live-action Looney Tunes. Before Space Jam, back in action, and that's it. There's no Space Jam 2 ever happened. Right? Right? And also, the fun fact, since I'm talking about Looney Tunes back in action was Jerry Goldsmith, the composer, is the last work on this franchise. So yeah, Jerry Goldsmith worked on the first 2 films as a composer, and his soundtrack was amazing with the Gizmos theme and Gremlins theme was pretty energetic. And Jerry Goldsmith also, yeah, this is his very first work with Looney Tunes. You're probably wondering that why? Well, it begins with Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck as a gag, which is a very funny gag. And then the movie takes place on a beautiful New York City, which is a place I want to go since I watched Spider-Man Trilogy. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man Trilogy, of course. There's a lot of Spider-Man trilogies out there. And then Gizmo's main owner, I forgot his name, but that's a Chinese old man, Mr. Wu, I think that's his name, who passed away, and Gizmo all by himself. And while destroying his shop, and then 2 scientists found him, and also another fun fact, that these scientists also played together again in Looney Tunes Back in Action, also by Joe Dante. Yeah, Joe Dante was directed Looney Tunes Back in Action too. Not 2, I mean Back in Action, that's it. That's so sweet, isn't it? And also there are some recurring characters like Dick Miller's character and his wife character, and Billy and Kate also returns while working on some building who looks like a futuristic world of television. Like there is some insanity going on with this building, like everything you can find there. Julia Child's like cooking show, movie critics, horror movie critics, a science lab. Wow! But only 3 shows. Why not there's more? Anyway, the other thing I'd like to say is there is a very hilarious part of the movie. My favorite part of the movie was the scientist gremlin. I mean, smart gremlin was the best part in the film. One of them is drinking a potion, become a scientist gremlin, and talks very smartish, very calmish, like Book Dumbledore. And also I like to talk about the part when, of course I can't let go of the fact the Hulk Hogan cameo. You know the Hulk Hogan cameo, right? Sorry, my neighbor's baby is crying in the living room. My mom taking care of her, isn't that nice? I mean, I love babies too, but I'm busy right now, I can't take care of her. But at least my mom and grandmother was there. Still there. Let's get back to the review. Hulk Hogan cameo was... I'm not a fan of the late Hulk Hogan, but I like this cameo, where the Gremlins ruined the movie and Hulk Hogan says, "Put back the movie together so we can watch it." That scene was hilarious. Only my favorite Hulk Hogan moment. And there is a different type of Gremlins too, since they try a lot of equipment in the lab, and there is something very interesting about it. Like there is a part where I like to call it Dr. Manhattan Gremlin, or for Marvel fans, Electro Gremlin. And there's also a woman Gremlin, and it's kind of disgusting. There's a vegetable Gremlin too. Like, what else they can do in this movie? This movie's crazy. I mean, so is the building, and so is the owner. Owner is probably one of the most interesting characters in the movie. He doesn't like black and white movies, that sucks. But overall, he's kind of likable in some other way. I hope you like this. Oh wait, I forgot my rating for Gremlins 2, the new batch. I'll give it 4 gizmos out of 5. Yeah, Gremlins 2 new batch was good, but not good as the first one. I wish there's a lot of more recurring characters to this one. I know there's animated prequel as a series to this franchise, but I didn't see that one yet, so don't spoil me anything. I will one day, but looks interesting as a prequel. Anyway guys, take care till next time. Now I gotta get some chocolate because it's a cold weather, you know, and marshmallows, delicious. Time for some delicious, That was beautiful, very beautiful. Bravo, encore! You guys were fantastic. You were beautiful singing little elf thingies. Come on and let's drink some hot chocolate together. No, please, please, please. Come on in. It's the Christmas spirit. Come on. Come on, get in. Get in. This is a recent news since last week, while I was on Antalya. It's finally